What if I told you that Trump's fraud isn't victimless and we all pay? Yes, you heard it right. Today we're exploring the labyrinth of the New York civil fraud trial against none other than Donald Trump and his two elder sons. This intriguing saga is not just about the Trumps but also involves other key players, such as Judge Arthur Engoron and Attorney General Letitia James. This case is not a mere legal matter, it's a labyrinthine tale of inflated valuations, bank fraud, and most importantly, the impact of these actions on ordinary citizens like you and me. Trump's attorney, Chris Kise, has argued that this is a victimless crime. But is it really? And what about the substantial penalty that Judge Engoron must decide upon for this violation? These questions and more will be our focus as we delve into the details of this intriguing issue. So, let's buckle up and navigate through this complex narrative of power, corruption, and accountability. Let's delve into the details of this intriguing issue. So, what led us to this point, you might ask? Well, let's take a trip down memory lane to understand the intricate web of events leading up to the fraud case. Our story begins with the Trump Organization, a conglomerate known for its vast real estate holdings. In the pursuit of capital for their ventures, they sought loans from various banks. Now, these banks weren't just any banks. They were institutions entrusted with safeguarding the financial stability of their clients and the economy at large. To secure these loans, the Trump Organization presented valuations of their properties. Here's where things get dicey. These valuations were not just inflated, they were inflated to such an extent that they painted a financial picture far rosier than reality. This wasn't a simple case of optimism. No, this was a calculated move. By inflating the valuations, they were able to secure larger loans, amass more capital, and expand their empire, but at what cost? While this was happening, Trump made a baseless claim that's worth noting. He stated that the banks he defrauded were happy to lend him money. These words, though seemingly harmless, carry a dangerous undertone. They attempt to normalize and justify fraudulent behavior. They paint a picture where the victims of fraud are not only complacent but content. This narrative, however, couldn't be further from the truth. Banks were not happy to be defrauded. They were victims, just as much as the individuals and small businesses who suffer when such institutions falter. These events are not isolated incidents. They are pieces of a larger puzzle that reveals a series of calculated moves designed to defraud and deceive. A pattern of behavior that led to the New York civil fraud trial against Donald Trump and his two elder sons. Now that we understand the context, let's look at the ramifications. How does Trump's fraud affect us, you ask? Let's break it down. Imagine you own or work for a business that needs capital. The fraudulent practices, like the ones Trump is accused of, can lead to lenders becoming more skeptical and hesitant to lend. This makes it harder for honest businesses to secure the funding they need to grow and thrive. Now picture your home or other property. When fraudulent activities inflate property values, it creates a bubble that can burst, leaving homeowners and real estate investors holding the bag. We've seen it before in the housing crisis of 2008, and it's a scenario we don't want to revisit. And let's not forget about our communities. Fraud on this scale siphons away resources that could be used to improve public services, from schools to roads to healthcare. That's funds that could have been used to better our communities. Gone. And beyond these direct impacts, there's a broader ripple effect. Fraud of this magnitude shakes trust in institutions, in the rule of law, in the very fabric of our economic system. And that impacts everyone, whether we realize it or not. That's why this isn't a victimless crime. As we wrap up, let's remember the key points. We delved into the intricate events leading to the fraud case against Donald Trump and his sons, revealing a web of inflated valuations and baseless claims. The banks, contrary to Trump's assertions, were not happy about being misled. It's important to understand that this fraud does not exist in a vacuum. It impacts real people, real businesses, and real community services. We also discussed the potential penalties that Trump and his affiliates might face. These include a staggering $370 million in fines, representing the amount of their ill-gotten gains. Furthermore, New York Attorney General Letitia James is pushing for a lifetime ban on Trump's involvement in the real estate industry or serving as a corporate executive in New York. Remember, no matter how rich or powerful, there aren't two sets of laws in this country. Thanks for tuning in and stay informed.